Littlest Horror Shop. A Littlest Pet Shop Lost Episode Creepypasta. You know the show Littlest Pet Shop, right? You thought it was all sweet and innocent? Well, you thought wrong. Here's my story. It was Wednesday, the middle of the week. My friend came to my house after work and I saw a tape on my doorstep. It said Littlest Pet Shop Lost Footage, written in a Sharpie. I found out later that this footage was from one of the episodes of the Heart Incorporated. That was going to be aired. It failed to be broadcast due to horrific graphics. I laughed and told my friend it's fake, and I never believed it. I wish I did. So we put it in my tape recorder while I made some popcorn with some cheddar seasoning. When we all settled down, he pressed play. The intro started off simple until the actual show played. All the pets were in the grave instead of the day camp. They were sad. I didn't know why. But right past Russell was Zoe's grave. Me and my friend looked at each other in shock. This was a very strange episode. Blythe came by and put down some flowers. Then it cut to Blythe's mind. When there was a flashback of Zoe singing on the stand by the window in the left front side. She was singing a new song, but it was unnamed. Then someone broke into the shop and knocked out Mrs. Twombly before shooting Zoe and ran out. I had no idea why only after the shooting everyone screamed and ducked. Zoe had unexpectedly realistic blood, except it was more like black ink. I was horrified to death. An ambulance came and took Zoe to the vet emergency room. Despite their efforts, they said she couldn't make it. Zoe's owners blamed Blythe for their pet's tragedy. The screen went to black. There was a blood-curdling screech in the background. The screen cut to a scene of all the pets, Mrs. Twombly, Blythe, and her father murdered. It was gruesome. They were bleeding, skinned, and they had empty eye sockets and multiple stabbed wounds. The screen went black again. Then the screen came back with a shot of Zoe with a sparkly, dark-looking fur coat, blood on her mouth, and chest with blue, irritated pupils. She was so horrifying, I felt like throwing up. She said in a weak voice, "You're next." Then the episode ended. My friend was screaming and running out of my house. I just sat there in shock. Then the screen cut to static, which made me jump. After a minute, the static noise cut to crying and screaming. I tried to lower the volume. Nothing worked. I thought my ears were bleeding. The screen cut again to Zoe, looking at Pepper's lifeless corpse. Zoe was crying. She murmured to herself, I am so sorry. The screen cut again, but with Zoe staring at me, no sound or movement. I felt every hair on my body raised, followed by a cold shiver. It was her same look, only this time I tried running to my room. But I heard Zoe say, Where are you going? In a deep demonic voice. I turned my head and she was coldly looking at me. I was so shaken I took the remote in my hand and I threw it at the TV. It broke. I breathed with relief that my TV turned off. At 9:35 p.m., I went to bed, only to hear loud noises coming from my kitchen. I bottled out of the bed and I turned on my light in the kitchen to find everything scattered, pots, food, dishes, you name it. I was shocked about the mess. Then the thought of Zoe came to mind, but I decided to be naive and pass it off as a raccoon. So I cleaned everything up and walked down my dark hallway, curled up in the covers and went back to sleep. I wake up from my sleep at 10:47 a.m. I slept that long after going to bed at 9. I shrugged. I turned to my wall only to find blood written on my wall. It was messily written with exquisite blood, saying, I'm so sorry, with a small paw print stamped next to the large writing. I was horrified. I called the cops, the fire department, any fudging detective I could find. They had no clues, no evidence. They thought I was pranking them. They gave me a good 5-minute lecture and left me in my house with a warning. I felt sick to my stomach. Is this really the end? Is this how my death is planned out? I thought to myself. I couldn't move for the rest of the day. Everything was quiet. I just sat in my couch. I never went anywhere. I just sat there like a brainwashed zombie. It was 10:57 that I got up and went to bed. I felt nauseated from my lack of food. I went under my bed sheets and got warm, just staring at the wall, getting paranoia from every little tiny sound I hear. Then knocking came at my door. I lazily got out of bed like a child getting up for school. I opened it and looked down and found a photo with Zoe sitting to to one of her victims. It was my friend. He was there looking mangled, bloodied, gouged out eyes and organs. But Zoe was actually there. It looked like it was taken with a HD camera. And the walls were written with the same exquisite blood for the words and paw print, except the words were different, and they said, "You're next." I looked at my friend next to the devilish dog, and in sheer wonder and disbelief. I heard giggling in my house. I screamed. I went to my kitchen, grabbed a lighter, and went outside and lit the goddamn photo. After when it was burned to a crisp, I put it out, and I put it out with mud, and went back inside. But I found yet another photo laying in my kitchen. But the picture was different, and words were as well. Zoe was in her same eerie look. The image was took right outside my house. Right on the picture was a paw print, written words that read, "I'm coming for you." Then I thought to myself, am I going to die? I know it. Hope luck for yourself. I sit here in my room writing. Hope luck for yourself. I sit here in my room writing the story as a warning to all of you. This tape is still loose. She's coming to other people's homes, dropping off the tape. If you find it, chances are you're already listed next. Watch it or not, she will kill you. I just heard my front doorbell. I just heard my front door opening. Now I know it's the end for me. This will be a farewell to all of you. I hope this message will be taken seriously. Goodbye. I'm so sorry.